entering the property of Picket Post House. There's approximately 36 acres here.
Okay.
The Boyce Thompson Arboretum is on the boundary of our property, and they're right below us and behind the house. The Boyce Thompson Arboretum has approximately 85,000 people go through it a year or more.
Beautiful mountain that you're now looking at is our Picket Post Mountain.
And this is all part of the 36 acres on the property.
And the highway that runs along is State 60, Arizona State 60.
We're going to be entering the west end of the house on the outside, and we will be overlooking into the arboretum.
These are the steps that lead from the bottom up to the gazebo and to the house.
And there's peacocks up there, if you notice. They perch there daily. As you can notice, the house is built on solid rock. The solid rock is the foundation.
What you're viewing now is the back of the arboretum, where the property line comes to. These are the trails and the switchbacks that go along into the arboretum, which is on the west side of the house. Down at the very bottom, there is Queen Creek running down there, as you cannot necessarily see it from this vantage point, but the walkway and the wall continues along the side of the property. There is an overhang, which kind of makes it a natural overhang. The rock itself is part of the walkway. And as we continue on, as you can see, we have a beautiful grapefruit tree which is growing. Directly behind the tree and the chairs is a waterfall. It's not running at this time, but there is a waterfall there. This is the south side of the house. That's where the waterfall begins, comes down. As you can see, this is an extremely beautiful spot. And back in this area, at one time, was where the house was built. It had the elevator. In this area right along here, directly there, was where the house was. And then back here, the elevator was down there, and this burned down, unfortunately, many years ago. Point, as you can see, the creek running into the Arboretum. And as you can tell, you have a spectacular view from every angle from this part of the house. This is the east side of the house. As you can see, the walkway was where it went to the other part that burned. And this little house was 2-bedroom, and it was built for his wife because she was not able to climb the stairs. And of course, the picket post mountain again. Right down here is a swimming pool that needs to be refurbished, of course, but can you imagine swimming and having that spectacular view? And of course, this is the parking area on the east side of the house. Alright, this is the house from the north side before going up to the house. This whole area has a rock wall dividing it. To the right side is the park, and that building is its own private little park that you can picnic at. The east side of the house, looking at the walkway going up to the house itself. Very lush green. Little spot to the south side. You can sit in the sun or under the tree.
Show the peacock screen.
As you'll notice, there is a screen door which has the peacock on it. And we are still on the east side of the house. Take the cap off. And here we have Miss Carolyn Rose.
Welcome to Picket Post House. This has 3 and 24, the cost of over $1 million. by William Boyce Thompson. He also built the Arboretum, which is a desert botanical garden. That was his private gardens when he lived. When he died, he left the Arboretum and the house perpetuated with mine stock that the public might enjoy them. However, during the Depression, the house was sold off to individuals. We're the fourth owner since his death, and we've owned the house for 32 years. The house is built to the contour of enormous rock. All the walls are 2 walls of red brick covered with the adobe, and the design of the house was taken from a monastery that he saw in Greece. He was sailing on the Aegean Sea in his private yacht, and he saw this monastery, and because he owned 3 copper mines in Arizona, he decided to build a house here so he would have a place to stay when he came out to check on his mines. His home was actually in Yonkers, New York. He never lived in this house. He just came occasionally to check on the mines and enjoy the desert. He only enjoyed the house for about 4 years and before he died. But he loved the desert, and much was done to enhance the desert while he was here. The house also has a copper roof. The house has 26 rooms in it. It's furnished with antiques and imported furniture throughout. So as we go through, I'll point out some of the outstanding things to you. This is the beginning of 90 pair of beautiful figurines that are in the house. I've collected figurines since I was in high school. This is a Victorian lamp that doesn't give a whole lot of light, but it's very beautiful when it's lit in the evenings. Here we have an office back here, and the saddles are silver saddles that my husband and I rode in the Arizona parades for many years. They're all silver and all etched. The doll collection begins here. There's over 200 antique and reproduction dolls in the house. Notice this carving, it's raised rather than dug back in. The living room is an interesting room. When the house was finished, there was no living room actually, and the daughter Margaret, who was an only child, came out to visit, and she complained there wasn't a room large enough in the house for her to have a party. And so after she left, they immediately did away with the patio that was here. You can see some of it out this door, patio door here, and some out this window over here. And they built this room on so that Margaret could have parties. This is the only room in the house that doesn't have hardwood floors. I suppose on the spur of the moment in 1923 or 24, you couldn't obtain hardwood immediately, so they seemed to be in a hurry, and so they just finished the room off with pine floor. The ceiling has recently been added to the house. It's tin, and it's covered with copper and also antiqued. The molds for these came from England in the 1800s, and they're very ornate and typical of those that are in England castles today. This room is 27 by 31 feet. Room is a patio, and up on the very top of the rock, my husband calls it the crow's nest, is another large patio. We'll walk up there on the steps that he had jackhammered out of the rock the house is built on. Don't fall. I did it when I worked. I used to keep.
We have reached the top.
Guess I could set the umbrella up, maybe. Some
looking into the Arboretum itself. As you can see, there's a couple of visitors.
That's Weaver's Needle out through there. Looks like two fingers sticking up. The Lost Dutchman mine area. We have Queen Creek down below here. And then Picket Post Mountain is solid rock there in the horizon. I've often wondered how I did it when I worked. I just can't figure it out.
And that is the town of Superior. And directly west of that is a small airport. Off the living room.
Oh, you got left out, did you? You get left out, huh?
Place to sit in the beautiful spring afternoons.
This has always been a bathroom, but when we came here we took out a window. Notice how thick these walls are. That's 2 walls of red brick. And on what was once part of the porch we put a jacuzzi. You can take a bath with a beautiful view here.
And the tub is heart-shaped,
Yeah.
as I have always heard stories told. As you can see, this is a gorgeous view from the bathroom.
It has Korean furniture. It has many coats of black lacquer, and it's inlaid with mother of pearl and abalone shell. This furniture here was actually taken to sea to be painted so the dust wouldn't form between the layers of the paint. Brick was used throughout the house. We have a brick fireplace here that's very unusual. And the vanity is very low because the Korean ladies kneel rather than sit on a stool to make up. Let me get the light. The room has a tin ceiling that's been antiqued. It's very ornate and very, very beautiful. The oyster plates there on the wall are 200 years old. They're from England. And then this dining room set is from Spain. It has a Spanish conquistador, Mercury on each end of the cabinets, and then Neptune's head on the legs. Get this. We keep table service up here because we often serve coffee and eat up here. And then also right here to your right is the dumbwaiter that goes down to the kitchen. This is the west porch of the house. The porch practically goes all the way around the house. At one time it did circle the house when the living room was a patio. And it has a beautiful view of the Arboretum trails and the Superstition Mountains. From here you can easily see the Lost Dutchman area with the Weaver's Needle sticking up. Looks like 2 fingers sticking up in the sky. One of the big rocks below here is the same configuration as the state of Michigan, like a mitten. This is the rose bedroom with so many rooms. We have names for them. This bedroom set is the Empire design, the old poster bed with the pink lamp and the matching paperweight vase here on the dresser. Here we have a calla lily lamp on the table. And the vanity is very unusual in its design. We don't keep a stool there so you can see the full view of it. Here is one of the 4 bathrooms that's in the house between these 2 bedrooms. This is called the Gold Room. It has brass beds that Colonel Thompson brought from Europe. And notice they're square rather than round like we're used to. They came from a monastery. And then the table between the beds has a polished onyx top. Let me start this. In times past, this room has actually been used for a bedroom. It overlooks the front of the house with a beautiful view, and but today we have it more as a lounge. It's part of the porch that surrounds the house, and it's a very comfortable place to sit in the mornings in the winter because the sun comes in and warms the room up.
Gorgeous view.
In this room is the tin ceiling. It adds to this room beautifully, and it's quite ornate.
How many fireplaces are in the house, Carolyn?
There was 5, there's 3 now.
3.
Think you can get that bathroom. The bathroom we refurbished. It has onyx on the wall, a pull chain toilet. The sink is onyx.
This is is the downstairs area.
This is the kitchen with the original stove. It has 2 ovens and a big grill, and we still use it. It's natural gas, and it's quite sturdy. That stove was actually brought into the house before the house was finished, so I don't know how you'd ever get it out. This is a representative group of the early American trivets that are in the house. This kitchen is an island kitchen because the dumbwaiter comes down in the center of it. Also, we have plenty of sinks. Everybody can wash their own dishes, supposedly. And then out the window, usually there's peacocks sitting in the window, but not this afternoon, but there's a beautiful view. You can watch the people. Trails of the Arboretum, see the Superstition Mountains.
Do you not have a storage area off of the...
There's a laundry room off of this room. Also in the other part of the kitchen there's a walk-in freezer with a storage area behind the kitchen. This is one of the downstairs bedrooms. It has furniture from Germany that was all hand painted, called peasant furniture. The peasants didn't have hardwoods, so they painted it to look like inlaid burled wood. The grain of the wood is actually painted on there. The bed has a horsehair mattress and the old wire springs. The stove has jewels in the front, and when the gas flickers, the jewels sparkle. This is a pleasant room because it has 2 views, one from the west and one from the north. The next bedroom downstairs is sort of a lounge. It's a very comfortable room and a quiet place. Lights on for days. This we call the iron bedroom. This furniture has gone the full circle. When we came here 32 years ago, it was inundated in the barn. My husband dug it up when he was cleaning out the barn to put our horse tack in, and we've had them all cleaned up, and they only have 1 coat of paint now, where they had many coats before. We have the washstand, English washstand with the tile and marble that match. And then this is a German vanity. The lamp in the corner is a signed Pearpoint satin glass lamp with raised roses on it.
Has a beautiful view to the north.
This is an interesting room. I was told that the Colonel's granddaughter came, when she came to visit, stayed in this room. It has the golden oak furniture. The bed is supposed to be haunted. It wakes you up in the middle of the night creaking and making strange noises. This room has a northern view and also an eastern view. And the flowers outside add to the beauty of the room.
Seems like a very peaceful room.
Yeah, it's real cool in the summer. It's real neat.
This is the one Rick used to sleep in when now you're in that one.
If you'll notice the walls, they are all fabric.
This bathroom, the fourth bathroom, and of course we refurbished it. Was an interesting experiment. I decided it wasn't large enough, so I told them to take the wall out so we could put the tub beyond the south wall. And when they took the wall out, the rock the house was built on was in the way, so it took a man with a jackhammer 3 days to drill the rock far enough to put the tub on the other side of the wall. So we enlarged this bathroom. I did my sweater.
And the plaque in the, if it shows,
it's almost grown over.
Is it?
This is the entrance from the north side of the house.
It's chilly out today. This is the view from the north porch that leads out into the front of the house. Porch pointing toward the arboretum or the west part of the house.
Here, that's it. That's it.
It isn't very plain, but there's a plaque that Colonel Thompson brought from Europe that's embedded in the house, and it was also indented. The house was actually indented for the plaque. It's a picture of the Nativity, and it still has the original colors. It's very beautiful. Above that is what we call the Romeo and Juliet porch that's on the north side of the house, and it's a lovely place to sit in the summer.